We are in Kiowa Island this morning. Sports leaders from around the globe all here. Joining us right now is the host of this year's event, George Pine, Bruin Capital founder and CEO, and it's great to see you. I want to talk sports, but the truth is I want to talk about tariffs, and I want to talk about sports in the context of soft power, because we were talking to Anthony Blinken last night, and we're going to have some of our interview on this broadcast a little bit later. But as you're thinking about tariffs, everybody here, that's all anybody wants to talk about. What does it mean to the sports business?
Well, instability and unpredictability is not good for any business. Sports is the same. So it's making it choppy. Sports is a consumer business, impacts consumers, impacts the whole industry. So everybody's on their toes right now.
And when you think about different leagues, I know Adam Silver's here. Obviously, they have a huge business in China. I mean, how much do you think about the international piece of the sports industry?
Well, we're in 24 countries, and we're sports exclusively, so we feel it a lot. People are asking us questions. We're answering questions we've never had before. There's a lot of uncertainty, particularly as an American-based company. So we're navigating things we haven't navigated before, but we're getting through them.
What about merch, right? I mean, a huge part of the sports industry is merch. You were the CFO of IMG back in the day. The merch was a huge piece of it. What is it? How do you see all of this playing itself out?
Well, like everybody else, we're watching. We don't know. I mean, we own a simulator company. A lot of the parts come from around the world. Our prices are going up 40%. We have a company that lights the pitch around the world. They have to import stuff to the U.S. We don't know what that means. So it creates a lot of uncertainty in the supply chains and in the ability to execute. And sports is no different.
What do you make of the branding issue, though? Which is to say, I think one of the things that I was talking to Blinken about was this concept of soft power that we have presented, whether it's basketball or baseball or football around the world. It's been a soft power, and that the rest of the world has loved America in large part because of our sports. Do you think that's changed?
Well, it's a lot in a short amount of time, but we're going against the backdrop of the FIFA Club World Championships this year, the World Cup next year, the Olympics in 2028. So all of that logistical planning is going on right now. So that's creating another layer of uncertainty. So that's a negative. The positive is, the sports has the potential of bringing people together, bringing the world together. And the world's coming together in 3 big events in the next 3 years.
A lot of sports, including college sports, is becoming privatized. And a lot of the folks, Apollo, we're going to talk to Mark Rowan here later. They're in obviously the world of private credit. But a lot of even the credit folks are now in sports. I mean, everybody has gotten into sports, but what do you think all of this uncertainty does to valuations, does to the kind of deals that are in the mix right now? I know the Celtics deal just got done, sort of. It's not done. But how do you see all of that playing out?
Well, I think, sports has been very durable when you go through the economic crisis and other dot-com bubbles. Sports has held up real well, so I think that will remain the same, that it's a safe haven for investment. But, of course, investment's going to slow down. As people retreat a bit. Sports will probably be impacted by that, but I don't think the valuations will change very much. And I think, again, when you're looking for a flight to safety, sports historically has been pretty safe.
What do you think about, so obviously there's the big NBA deals and the NFL deals and some the majors, right? And then there's all of these other sports that are emerging. And I'm not talking about just women's sports. I'm talking about drone
sailing,
drone racing, all of this other stuff, because this is supposed to be what people want to watch live. It's the only thing that people want to watch live.
Right.
Do you think that those valuations hold up?
Well, if capital becomes constrained, new products, new offerings are going to be impacted. These early stage sports are no different than any other new business. So yes, if people pull back from investing, sports will be impacted to some degree, especially new and emerging sports.
What is the most interesting new sport that you're focused on?
I think I kind of like the sailing, to be honest with you. Those boats are pretty cool. It's global. I think it's very interesting.